So the topic of today's sermon is location. There was a website where they had a question asked, and it was a guy from England. He asked, the question says, any advice for people from England coming to the United States? And there was a bunch of advice given, but one in particular was very interesting to me. A person says, in England, when you get pulled over by a police officer, the polite thing to do is get out of the car, walk over to the police car and ask, what did I do wrong? Is everything okay? And talk to the police officer politely. And the person on the internet says, but when you come to America, do not do that. Do not get out of the car, walk to the police car and talk to the police officer. They will pull out a gun and threaten to shoot you. Because in England, if you stay in the car, that's very suspicious. Like, what are you hiding? What are you about to do? The police get scared. But in the United States, if you get out of the car, that probably means you're going to be aggressive. You're going to do something violent, and they need to get ready to take care of you. Now, in both these situations, who's right and who's wrong? A lot of times, wherever we go, we use our own feelings as a deciding factor. I think this is right. I think this is wrong. And you just do it. And then when things get bad, you don't realize why it was bad. But sometimes a simple factor such as location can actually determine what's right or what's wrong. So maybe you've been born and grown up in the United States all your life, and you were taught that when you get pulled over by the police, keep your hands on the wheel, turn on the lights, turn off the car, don't move, wait for the police to tell you what to do. That way they feel safe and they might not give you a ticket. But if you go to England and you do that, you could get in trouble. And the opposite is also true. So wherever you go in this world, whatever you do, other people's houses, you come to a Thai house, they say take off your shoes. And if you don't, they will be very offended. Whereas if you go to another person's house who they don't take off their shoes and you take off your shoes, they will think you're very weird. Why are you taking off your shoes in my house? No one else does. And so it actually really depends on the location, whether something's right or wrong. So next time you decide to figure out whether something's right or wrong, don't forget to contemplate about the location, because it's a big factor in whether or not something's right or wrong.